Hello there. Well, this video slightly more light-hearted than other ones I've been doing, and it's mainly directed at you gents, particularly if you're in the kind of relationship where you've got clearly defined roles, where perhaps you do all the man jobs and your wife does all the cooking. Because there are going to be times when you're in her bad books, and trust me, I've got a foolproof way of getting you out of the doghouse, and I'm going to show it to you now. Welcome to Grey Matters. Welcome to my channel Grey Matters, the channel that promotes the fact that the older generation still matter. They've got plenty to offer and are still relevant, and have probably got quite a lot to say about it too. But it also looks at issues that matter to the older generation. Today's video is slightly more light-hearted, and it's mainly directed at you gents. Now I say gents, obviously I don't know what kind of relationship you're in, what the dynamics are of your relationship. So for husband and wife you can read significant other or whatever you like. But this is for the one in the partnership who perhaps doesn't use the kitchen as much, because that's where I'm taking you today, into the kitchen. Because this is a foolproof way of getting yourself out of the doghouse, and it's quick, it's simple and it's easy, and it's my late mother's recipe for macaroons. So let's get started. Right, so these are the ingredients you're going to need. It's 4 ounces of caster sugar, 2 ounces of ground almonds, a teaspoon of ground rice or rice flour, the white of a large egg, and a few drops of almond essence, and some almonds to stick on the top. Now, obviously this recipe with ground almonds is not going to be suitable for those of you with an intolerance or allergy to nuts. So, gents, if your wife suffers from allergy to nuts, no, right? Just no. Don't even go there. Don't think about it. You will never get out of her bad books, okay? Let's take that as read. Okay, let's have a look at those ingredients in detail. Okay, so we've got the ground almonds there, and that's 2 ounces, 4 ounces of caster sugar, the white of 1 egg, rice flour or ground rice. Ground rice is actually better. Some almonds for decorating. Now you can split them, but I actually like to be a bit generous and stick a whole one on the top. You've got the almond essence here, and this is something that is essential, but you may not have seen for a long time. It's rice paper. It's edible paper, and it's really important for this because it holds the whole things together, and it actually, I think it tastes nice as well. So those are the actual ingredients. So here we go. We start off by adding the sugar and the ground almonds and the rice, ground rice or rice flour. Now we give that a fairly good mix up to start with, just to make sure that everything's combined properly and is evenly distributed throughout what the mix will be. This is such an easy recipe, just these few ingredients. It's brilliant. Okay, that's that. The next bit is to just add in the egg white, unbeaten, just add it in as it is, and then a few drops of the almond essence that I've just successfully spilled everywhere. That will never do. Valuable stuff, that. Kitchen's going to stink of almonds now, not that I mind too much. Okay, we now mix this all together, and it's as simple as that. We mix it to a fairly stiff paste, and when that's done we just put it on the baking sheets. It's that easy. That's about ready, I think. And now all we do is put it on to the rice paper and then stick it in the oven. Right, so basically get yourself a big old teaspoon and then just put fairly evenly sized dollops of the mixture onto the rice paper. The rice paper, when it's been cooked, turns very brittle, and so what you need to do is break it off around, so all you've got left is the rice paper actually on the bottom of the macaroon. And if you can't find rice paper in the shops, you can get it online very easily, and if you look, you will get a good bargain. I picked up 50 sheets. I'm never going to use 50 sheets, but it was a bargain for about £7. They often cost about £7 for a lot less than that. Now you'll normally manage to get about 12 of these done. And then the next thing is just to pop an almond on the top of each one. You see, guys, it's so simple. Just a couple of ingredients, mix them up, stick them on some rice paper, job done. The job's a good one, as they say. And I'll tell you what, they are amazing. If you do it right and you cook them correctly, they'll be nice and crispy and crunchy on the outside and chewy in the middle, with that nice lump of almond nut on the top. And they can be very Moorish. Other things you can do with them, once you've cooked them, is to just melt up some cocoa powder and syrup and a little bit of butter in a saucepan. And when that's liquidized, just dip the bottom of the macaroons in each one. Get them chocolate coated on the bottom. Amazing. So this is done. Oven temperature is low. If you've got a fan oven, it's only 140. Okay, so it's 160 with a non-fan oven. And 375, I think it is, 325 if you're working in old money. Gas mark 3, I think. And there's no specific time to cook them. You just need to cook them until they look cooked, and that should be lightly brown. If you get them too dark brown, they're going to be very crispy throughout, and you do really want to get that little chewiness in the middle. Nice. I'll see you in a minute when they're cooked. Okay, now they do look a little bit insipid, but in fact they are cooked, and the reason they're a bit insipid is that the mixture was a little too wet still, and so it spread out more than it should have done, so it's cooked quicker before it had a chance to brown. But that is about spot on in terms of being cooked through. Now it's time to separate them. Break off the rice paper around each one. Let them finish cooling on a cooling rack. They're almost cold now. And I'm going to get on because I want to really taste one of these. Quite a simple process. You can see actually how they were runny. It was the egg white. There was far too much egg white in there, unfortunately. Now you just break it off like so. Right. Done. Okay. Oops. These are stuck together. That's such a shame, and it's my fault. It's not really. I didn't have any smaller eggs, but there we go. I think the important thing, really, now for me, is to try one. Don't you think? Now it should be gooey in the middle, which it is. Crunchy on the outside, chewy in the middle. I've just died and gone to heaven. So with my mouth full, that's it, guys. This is definitely the way to get back in the good books. Try not to get the mixture too wet because it will slacken off and will cook a lot quicker. Might not look great, not as good as they should do, which is inevitable on camera, but they don't taste good. There you go, a surefire way to get back in his or her good books is with my late mother's macaroons recipe. Try it, taste it, you'll love them. So that's it. Thank you for joining us on Grey Matters this time. Don't forget, if you've got anything that you'd like us to cover in terms of topics for the older generation, please do let us know. And if you want to make any comments, feel free. And obviously I'd love you to subscribe, and we'll see what else we can provide for you on Grey Matters. Bye for now.